Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lin, the Director General of TARI, Taiwan Agricultural Research Institute. Today, I'm going to present the role and function of TARI in the process of agricultural industrialization in Taiwan. This is the outline of my presentation. The first one is the policy making and the background issues. The second one is the regulation and management. The third one is innovation and the cooperation. And the last one is extension and commercialization. As we know, the labor shortage and aging are the major problems at present and the future in the rural area. It's happened not only in the agricultural sectors, but also on the other sectors, industry sectors, and also in the many countries happened, especially Taiwan and also Japan, Korea, and so on. The second thing is that the climate change has resulted in difficult on agricultural management. Although the last 5 to 6 years we do not have big typhoon attack Taiwan islands, but it's also has another problem. For example, the extreme weather happened, especially the drought and also low temperature in the earlier springtime. It has already resulted in the disasters of agricultural sectors. And because of that, the farmers need more manpower during the beginning of the agricultural management and also during the harvest period. It needs more manpower. To solve this problem, I think the agricultural mechanization should be taken into account to solve these problems. In the history of Taiwan agricultural mechanization, many policy making and development history we are shown here. In the 1960s, a 10-year plan for the promotion of power tillers was implemented to replace cattle power. In the 1970s, accelerated implementation of agricultural mechanization program and accelerated promotion of rice drying machine program were implemented. In the year 1980s, the expansion of paddy field operation scale plan was carried out. In the 1990s, a 10-year plan for agricultural automation has been implemented. And in between the year 1999 until 2016, the small landlord and large professional agricultural and another big granary programs was promoted. After the year 2016, a Smart Agricultural 4.0 project was started. The Agricultural and the Food Agency, which belongs to the Ministry of Agriculture, is the main agency in charge of the agricultural machinery. It implemented numerous industrial mentoring programs since the year 2010, which including the introduce and the demonstrate labor-saving agri-machinery plan and the regional agricultural machinery subsidy program and the small landlord and big tenant program and the big granary program. All of these programs are focused on scale up the farm to try to reduce the management cost and to increase the profit for the farmers. Because we are all small farmers, and government try to encourage big tenants. They can rent the land from the smallholder farmers to make their farms become bigger. When the farms change to bigger, and then the tenant need more power to do the agricultural management. And the government can provide a low interest rate loan or even subsidies for the big tenants. By this way, the agricultural profit can be increased. It supported the purchase and the introduction of the latest agricultural machinery from abroad, and also encouraged the research and innovation activity of agricultural machinery that has led to the greater mechanization and the automation of Taiwan's agriculture. It's very important policy. When we're talking about the innovation and cooperation, most of the research institutions in Taiwan belongs to the government, and all of the research outcome and also the technology developed should transfer to the agribusiness and even directly to the farmers. So the institutions, agricultural business, and the farmers has already constructed become a triangle relationship. Previously, our policy that the technology transfer from the government to the private company and also farmers is free of charge. But by review all of the outcomes, we can see that the efficiencies is not good enough. That's why our government try to change the policy from the free of charge to a payment system. So we have to pay more attention to the intellectual property right. The IPRS is valuable. All of the technology are valuable. They can be commercialized and to make the mechanism more efficient. So in the year 1999, Fundamental Science and the Technology Act were promulgated in Taiwan. It's very important step. Related to the act, the regulations and the related management systems has to be established. The Ministry of Agriculture has promulgated regulations as following. The first one, the direction for the implementing of academic industrial cooperation program. It was announced and implemented the year 1998 and amended in the year 2011. The second one, regulations for the ownership and the application of scientific and the technological research outcomes. It was announced and implemented in the year 2001 and amended in the year 2011. Therefore, the IPRS technology transfer system was established. On the other hand, the cooperation between private company and also institute, the cross-cutting research and development also strengthened. The directions for the implementing of academic industrial cooperation program was announced and implemented in the year 1998 and amended in the year 2011 to establish the regulation and the related management system. Under the Ministry of Agriculture, one of the Agricultural Intellectual Property Right Committee was established, because all of the research institutions like TARI, Taiwan Agricultural Research Institute, and also district agricultural research and extension stations, such as Taichung Dairies, Tainan Dairies, and so on, they are all under this structure. So all of the IPRs, we have to apply to this committee, and they can allow us to transfer all of the technology to the private sectors. On the other hand, we also established a National Science and Technology Development Fund. All of the royalty and also the technology transfer fees has to provided to 60% of the fees has to provided to the fund, and another 40% go back to the institutions for the researchers, and even authorized to private enterprise or individuals, which can be promote the researchers to do more research. And on the other hand, the fund also every year can subsidize the project, and the institution can apply for the project. And this the system was established, and it's run cyclic, and it's this on this way, all of the research and also the development can be done recycling system. In recent years, the amount of the Ministry of Agricultural Technology transfer will increase significantly year after year. For example, this is the item. The last 5 years, the item of the technology transfer is increase year after year. And also the amount of the transfer, this is the millions of the new Taiwan dollar. And the last 5 years, it's increased year after year. It seems that this system runs very well. And the extension of commercialization, talking about that, I will introduce the extraordinary development of the agricultural machinery by TARI. The strategy of technology commercialization was described by Chen et al. In the year 2014. Here we can see all of these systems and also regulations described by Chen. And after many years, all of this has already completely done. We can see the above slides. And the commercialization of agricultural machinery manufactured method. Compared with crop researches, the agricultural machinery research is more like mechanical industry. It's different from the crop research. The ordinary use big agricultural machine like a tractor, tiller, harvester, seeder, mower, and etc. were manufactured by international agricultural machinery manufacturers, including Taiwan. The governmental research unit can only make or improve small machinery, but it's very important for the small-scale farmers, especially in the Taiwan and also most of the South Asian countries. The peanut is very important industry in Taiwan. The harvester we have to do because during the harvesting period is need many manpower. A tractor-mounted peanut harvester was and a Tari 2 self-propelled peanut harvester have been developed during the year 1990 to 1993. There are many types of the peanut harvest shown here. By introducing Tari's concept and a prototype, the peanut harvester was developed by the agricultural machinery company. It was estimated that about 750 peanut harvesters sold in Taiwan so far. In recent years, there were about 2,500 hectares of peanut cultivated, and the harvesting and collecting process is almost entirely done by agricultural machinery. And we hope in the future there will be more and more peanuts can collected by this way. There are different types of peanut harvester used in Taiwan. Here you can see. Those was provided by the Fusen Agricultural Machinery Company and the Wincheng Machinery Company. For the herbicide and also insecticide, we have to use the sprayer to do that. There are different types of boom sprayer developed by Tari and are applied to rice and the vegetable during the year 1995 until 2006. And you can see all different type of boom sprayer for the applied for the chemicals to control the disease and also insects. The spraying situation of boom sprayer can be with vertical type. It can be installed on the spraying boom, and the rotation 90 degrees is better for the operation. This kind of design, especially for the fruit trees, by introducing Tari's concept and the prototype, the boom sprayers were developed by the agricultural machinery companies. It was estimated that about 1,000 boom sprayers sold in Taiwan so far. They were applied on rice, corn, watermelon, etc. There are different types of boom sprayer used in Taiwan. For example, this is in rice, and also for corn. Those machines was photos provided by Yongsheng Farming Equipment Factory. There are different type of air assist sprayers developed by the Tari during the year 2003 until 2006. This type of the sprayer, especially for the fruit trees, the equipment was set in the back of the carriers. The air-assisted sprayer, by introducing Tari's concept and the prototype of the air-assist sprayers, it was developed by the agricultural machinery company. It was estimated that about 10,000 air-assisted sprayers sold in Taiwan so far. They were applied on grape, wax apple, jujube, lychee, etc., mainly for fruit crop. It seems that this machine was very popular. There are different types of air-assisted sprayer used in Taiwan now. You can see here, all different types, and the equipment set up in the back of the carrier. The photos are provided by Yongsheng Farming Equipment Factory and the Gaowei Enterprise Company. Another thing I have to mention here is the performance test of agricultural machinery. The directive of agricultural machinery performance test was promulgated by the Council of Agricultural Executive Yuan, Taiwan, ROC, at the year 1986, and also amended at the year 2007. Today, the Council of Agriculture is reorganized into Ministry of Agriculture at the 1st of August in the year 2023 today. So that's why I cannot join this seminar. And in order to implement Article 28 of Agricultural Development Regulations, Council of Agriculture conducts agricultural machinery performance tests and assists manufacturers in applying for agricultural machinery products to be included in the scope of agricultural machinery loans and the subsidies for agricultural development funds. And Tari was appointed to handle the performance tests. It means that all of the newly developed machinery has to do the test. After the test, they can have machinery loans or subsidies. The type of amount of agricultural machinery has been tested during the year 1986 until 2022. There were 116 performance tests carried out, and more than 628 types of agricultural machinery been tested. When we see the figure, you can see it's especially the last 5 years, there are more and more machinery developed, and the machinery test has increased very fast during the last 5 years. And the agricultural management machine and also carrying equipment corresponding for the biggest part of the test. And also the performance test, different type of agricultural machinery from the year 1986 until 2022. You can see also increased quite a lot. And the agricultural management machine and also carrying facilities, is the most proportions of the calculation. The total number of farm machines owned by the farmers, this figure is shown. And here you can see the mowers is the biggest amount of the machine. The second one is sprayer and also the spreader. The third one is the managed cultivator. So this figure is also similar to the last slide. In recent years, the number of performance tests and the case of the application will increase for agricultural spraying drone. So agricultural spraying drone turns very important in the future. Here is the process of the spraying drone performance test regulation development from the year 2018 until now. It's become more and more important. And the spray droplet collection on water-sensitive paper to test the effective of spraying waste. All of the tests was carried out in TARI, and we have to do the experiment to find alternative to water-sensitive paper and to do the test for the spraying drone. In conclusion, the most important things to promote agricultural industrialization is agricultural mechanization, because it can replace a large number of manpower and improve operation efficiency. The governmental institutions are responsible for the innovation of agricultural machinery, and the subsequent industry development must cooperate with the private company. This presentation introduced some representative and extraordinary agricultural machinery developed by TARI. TARI was designated to be responsible for the performance tests for agricultural machinery. It plays an important role in the development and the promotion of agricultural machinery in Taiwan. Thank you for your attention.